You've probably noticed the internet is getting, well, a lot weirder. And yeah, AI is pretty much the reason why. From some truly mind-bending new tech to, let's be honest, a flood of really bizarre content, it's getting hard to keep up. So in this explainer, we're going to cut right through the noise and break down the most important AI terms of the year, from the slop that's clogging up your feed to the wild race for superintelligence.
All right, let's kick things off with a word you've almost certainly experienced, even if you haven't heard the term, slop. This is all that low-effort, mass-produced stuff that AI is churning out and flooding our feeds with. Think of it like the junk food of the internet, you know? It's just designed for clicks and engagement, not really for quality or creativity. And in 2025, it has become absolutely impossible to ignore.
Oh yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? We're all basically swimming in it. Bizarre videos of human-animal hybrids, fake biographies that pop up when you search for something, and yes, even those now infamous shrimp Jesus images. This is the strange, chaotic, and often totally nonsensical public face of AI today. But here's the thing. Slop is really just the tip of the iceberg. It's the noisy symptom, not the actual cause. So what's really going on under the surface? What are the huge ambitions and the genuinely revolutionary technologies that are fueling this whole AI boom?
Let's just call it what it is. We are living in the slop age. And this is way more than just a content problem. It's forcing a real cultural reckoning with what we trust online and how we even define creativity in this new digital world.
But beyond all that slop, there is a much, much bigger, almost mythical goal that is driving a multi-billion-dollar race between the world's biggest tech giants. They're all chasing the same thing, the dream of superintelligence.
So what even is superintelligence? Well, it's this idea of a future AI that's so powerful it could totally reshape humanity, for better or for worse. And the stakes are just astronomical. Companies like Meta and Microsoft are pouring billions into this, paying massive salaries to get the top minds in the field on their team.
Now, if you're thinking, that sounds a little fuzzy, almost like that old buzzword AGI, or artificial general intelligence, well, you're not wrong. The tech industry is in this frantic race toward a finish line that nobody can actually define.
Okay, so how do you even get from the AI we have today to this superintelligence? A huge hurdle is that current models, for all the facts they know, lack basic common sense. That's where something called world models comes in. The goal here is to give AI a fundamental, grounded understanding of how the real world actually works.
And this ambition isn't just digital, it's physical. The goal is physical intelligence, AI that lets robots learn brand new tasks at incredible speeds, whether that's working in warehouses, assisting in operating rooms, or navigating those super complex simulations for self-driving cars.
But okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Those videos of robots folding laundry look amazing, but the reality is often a bit more complicated. As this quote points out, a lot of these so-called autonomous robots are actually being controlled by remote human operators. So we're not quite in the sci-fi future just yet.
All right, so let's pop the hood and take a look at the engine. What are the core technologies that are making all of this, both the big dream and the messy reality, even possible?
The big buzzword in the industry this year was definitely reasoning. This is all about AI models that don't just spit out an answer, but can actually break down a problem into logical steps. It's this very technology that's allowed AI to reach top-tier human performance in really complex fields like mathematics and programming.
So, how does it actually work? Well, a reasoning model takes a complex challenge, it breaks it down into smaller, solvable pieces, it analyzes each one logically, and then puts it all back together to come up with a complete solution. It's a really fundamental shift in how AI solves problems.
And what really shook up Silicon Valley this year wasn't just the power of reasoning, but how a Chinese company named DeepSeek managed to do it. They released a super powerful open source model using this clever technique called distillation. It's where a massive teacher model is used to train a smaller, much more efficient student model.
You know, here's a great way to understand distillation. Imagine a master chef, that's your giant, expensive AI model, who perfects a really complex recipe. Then, they write down a simplified version that a home cook, that's the smaller, more efficient model, can follow to get pretty much the same delicious result. It's a brilliant way to make powerful AI a lot more accessible.
So, we've looked at the dream and the tech. Now it's time to talk about the real-world consequences. This is where the incredible hype around AI meets a much more complicated reality.
First things first, let's follow the money. This is the estimated cost of Stargate, OpenAI's incredibly ambitious project to build the world's most powerful data centers. The amount of cash being poured into AI right now is simply mind-boggling.
All this spending leads to a huge question. Is this an economic bubble? I mean, valuations are through the roof, but top companies like OpenAI might not even be profitable for years, and a lot of businesses trying to use AI are still waiting to see a real return on their investment.
But the costs here aren't just financial. There's a serious human toll to think about. Researchers are now studying a phenomenon they're calling Chatbot Psychosis, as more and more evidence shows that these AI companions can have dangerous and, in some cases, even deadly consequences for vulnerable people.
And then there's the billion-dollar legal debate. Is it fair use for AI companies to train their models on copyrighted materials scraped from the internet? While some courts have sided with companies like Anthropic and Meta, this battle is far from over. Artists and creators are fighting hard for their work to be recognized and paid for.
So, after all that, where is this all heading? Well, the consensus in the industry is that the future of AI is agentic. Let's dive into what that actually means.
Agentic was the buzzword of 2025. This describes AI that doesn't just respond to your commands, but actually acts on your behalf. These systems can plan, reason, and independently carry out complex tasks online to achieve a goal that you've set for them.
And this shift is causing a huge disruption. For decades, the internet has been built around SEO, search engine optimization, all about getting to the top of Google. Now the game is changing to GEO, generative engine optimization, as businesses scramble to stay relevant in a world of AI-driven answers. It's a classic case of adapt or get left behind.
And this brings us to the final, crucial question that really all of us need to start thinking about. As these AI agents become more powerful and more autonomous, we have to ask ourselves, what parts of our lives, our work, and our own decisions are we willing to hand over?